made mistakes. And one of the things I usually say is that, well, there are two types of public speakers and presenters, the ones that are nervous and the liars, because everyone is always nervous. And if we say, no, we are okay, they are lying.
I agree.
I see.
But like you said last time, sometimes presenting, regardless of the language, it's not so much what you're saying, but your presentation skills. So.
Oh, Patricia could back with camera, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Congratulations.
I made it. I turned the iPad Pro around, and so
that's the best solution for IT things.
There it is. It works. So okay.
Good.
I was in Lisbon just a few days ago at one of their meetings.
Really?
Yes. What is it called? The Young
it's my club, Young Entrepreneurs Toastmasters Club. It's my club, my home club.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, it's my home club.
Well, you have Clara there?
Yep.
Yes.
Clara Noble. Yeah.
That's right. She wrote to me just this morning. Clara just wrote to me yesterday, and it's a small world.
I cannot tell them that I'm attending a club outside our club, because I cannot make it on Mondays, and so it's difficult to attend. And if they know, they will shut me.
I wouldn't dream of it. I wouldn't say a word.
Pamela, it will be Alessandro that starts, right? Okay, Alessandro's right here.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How's it going?
Hello, Eduardo. Great to see you. Hello, Patricia.
Hello.
Great to see you here. How are you?
I'm well. Happy New Year.
You for you too. Thank you. That's this. So.
Kiko, do you live in BSB, in Brasília, or here? Do you live here in Brazil or in Japan?
Hello.
Hello, Vanessa.
Hi.
Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes, hello, Plinio.
Okay, I love the silence, but on the other hand, I hate the silence. I prefer to hear something. And it's so nice to see you, Alessandro, Pamela. We've been talking before, and it's a pleasure being with you and see so many young guys at this club. It's very important. I am 59 in my club, I believe. Of course, I'm not one of the youngest, but we don't have young guys like Eduardo Barbosa, 17, 18 years old, I believe. Yeah. Alessandro, I am very impressed with your intelligence.
Thank you, man.
I don't understand how could you do everything you have done with these apps. I got it. I got it. I could I could use the app, but it was very difficult, and I'm sure without your help I would not have gotten this. Thank you very much. Thank you
so
very
much. Do you just give me 17? It's just what I heard.
Yeah,
18.
18. Oh God,
nothing
more.
Nothing more, nothing less.
A little more.
A little more.
I think in 5 years.
Oh,
Linio.
Gosh.
Plus 18.
So just one tip for you. Many people make this mistake. When we see ourselves on Zoom, we see our screen flipped. So I believe that you flipped your background on Photoshop or something. So for us, it's all backwards.
Really? It's
yes,
okay.
You need to you need to see backwards for you, so it's in the right way for us.
Yes, it's okay for me. It's okay. Let me try.
Yeah, so I will start our meeting now. So we are on time.
Is it okay now?
No, you need to change that in your software. I believe
Really?
you flipped it in Photoshop.
Oh my gosh. For me, it's okay.
Okay, so good evening, fellow Toastmasters, Honorable Grass and Club members. It's great to see you here. My name is Alexandre Dias, and I'm president of Brasília Toastmasters. It's a pleasure to have you all here, and tonight we are having a great meeting starting now. So for you that don't know our club or don't know Toastmasters, I will do a briefly presentation on Toastmasters and our club so you can understand better what is Toastmasters and how can you have a good use of it. Just for the beginning, we have a meeting guide. So please keep your microphone on mute. In the right time, we are going to invite you to open your microphone. And doing that, we can have great speech without any interruption. We use applause in sign language. So every time that we pass the word for someone or after one speech, we deliver applause. This is used in the present meeting in person, but it's not so good to applause in the traditional way. We are having a word of the day. Try to use that to improvise during your speech or your participation in our meeting. And every time that we hear the word of the day, we give a thumbs up, recognizing that person that used the word during the meeting. Reminding our speaker to pin the timer during the meeting so you can have a great look when the screen change color so you can keep your speech on time. And reminding everyone and our guests that we keep our meeting records on YouTube because we have that as a way to the speakers to see them performing after this meeting. So we don't use this with any commercial use, just to give feedback to the speakers. And for the guests that are here for the first time, don't worry, it's not mandatory for you to speak. You can be here with us, just listening. Even if Portuguese is your first language, as myself and many of us here, don't be worried about needing to speak. After the meeting close, I can open the microphone so you can speak in Portuguese, and you have any doubts, you can leave that question in the chat in Portuguese or in English. It's a pleasure to help you understand more about this meeting and Toastmasters. Our club mission here in Brasília Toastmasters is develop public speaking and leadership skills through active participation, inclusive experience, and continuous learning. This is the club mission that we developed for Brasília Toastmasters to make everyone grow in the way that they expect and make that together with us. For you to understand how is Toastmasters around the world, we have Toastmasters is an international and non-profit organization that teaches public speaking and leadership skills through a worldwide network of clubs. This is one of these clubs, and it's a pleasure to tell to you that we are today in more than 144 countries around the world, and we have more than 16,000 clubs meeting online or in person or in hybrid clubs. And we have more than 58,000 members around the world. So this is your first time here. It's great to tell that we have great companies that sponsor Toastmasters Club inside of them for the development of their employees. This is a great way to recognize Toastmasters as a great tool to have in your company or in your neighborhood. Like Brasília Toastmasters is a community club, but we have clubs inside Dell, FedEx, Microsoft, IBM, Facebook, Accenture, and many, many other companies around the world. So, as I said before, my name is Alessandro Dias. Today, I will be one of the persons that will help the Toastmaster of this evening to perform this meeting in a great way. Now I will pass the word to my fellow friend from Lisbon, Nelson. Nelson Emilio today will be our Toastmaster of the evening. Please give him a round of applause. Welcome, Nelson, and thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this session in English. And I hope you all participate in the right time. And what is the first Toastmaster? What is the Toastmaster of today? Well, basically, we all have a specific role inside each session, and these roles change session to session. My role is to conduct the entire session. So it's the master of ceremonies, if you want. And I'm going to introduce the different persons during the session, and with the help of a specific role, which is the timer, and I'm going to present the roles in a bit to help make everything to start and finish on time. And each session we have a theme. And today's theme, and Alexander, do you share or do I share the screen? Do I share the screen?
You can share. Okay, I think it's better for you to control your slides.
I will share. Okay, I will share the screen. So basically, in each session, we have a theme. And the theme of today, well, is Portuguese, of course, is the custard tart. But by the way, the real name is not custard tart because, well, we try to translate it to custard tart, but the recipe is a special one. And sometimes people use the name custard tart for the Portuguese name pastel de nata. Others for pastel de Belém, which is the most well-known name in Portuguese. But pastel de nata and pastel de Belém are two completely, well, not completely, but they are two different things. They are very similar in their aspect because you can see some of them here, but in taste, they are different. Why? The recipe is different. And by the way, it's a secret, really a secret. The recipe born in the monastery of Jerónimos, which is near the main factory, the main and the only factory. There is only one factory in Portugal, which is in the Belém area, and the recipe born in the monastery of Jerónimos 300 years ago. And 200 years ago, someone bought the recipe. And right now, only 3 people know the recipe. And it's so secret, there is a special room, call it the secret shop, where they create all the content of the cream for each day. And each day they produce more than 20,000 custard tart. So it's a lot. So for one day. So if you come to Lisbon, if you visit Lisbon, this is one of the things you need to go is to pastéis de Belém, not pastéis de nata. Pastéis de nata are thousands of them, completely different. Pastéis de Belém. You can also try pastéis de nata to see the difference, but you'll discover they are completely different from each other. Now, let's go and move on to our session. And in our session, I told you that we have different roles. Mine, first Toastmaster of the day, and we have another ones. The other ones that we have is a timer. And I will ask Pamela to explain us what does a timer do. Pamela.
Thank you. As a timer, my function today is to help keep the meeting schedule. To do this, I will alert the speakers about their minimum, median, and maximum speech time. For example, today you have some speech and between 5 to 7 minutes. So when it takes 5 minutes, my background will turn green. When it takes 6 minutes, my background is turned yellow. And when it takes 7 minutes, my background takes red. Remembering there are 30 seconds after the red background appears of tolerance. Everyone between minimum and maximum time will be eligible for the competition. Thank you.
Thank you, Pamela, for your explanation. And a timer is critical. And right now, Pamela is using a new way of showing red. So instead of the background, she turns red, yellow, and green, which is nice too. So we are always learning, and Toastmasters is the place to do it. And every role we have, every role we perform, we learn to do it even better. And the Toastmaster of today has one, the timer has another one that will help us to keep on track. So no one wants a meeting that goes over time, like half an hour. She's going to keep us on track. And well, sometimes we do things like this. So we use us and you repeat words, and we use different things that are not useful to our communication. And to help us on that, we have the A counter that is performed today by Cynthia. Can you explain us a little more about the A counter rule, Cynthia?
Of course. Hello, good evening. As a counter, I will note any overused word or filler sounds used as a crutch by anyone who speaks during this meeting. So words like and, well, but, so, you know, and sounds like I will listening and take notes, and in the end of the meeting, I will give you some appointments. Thank you.
Thank you, Cynthia. And by the way, the ones that I did before, they don't count because I was giving like an example, okay?
Okay, I take my pen, but I notice your...
only for demo, right? So now we have more roles during this meeting. And one of the part of our session, because we are going to have 3 moments in our session. The first one is the prepared speeches. The second one is one of the most interesting and fun moments in each Toastmaster session, which is the table topics. And to explain more about table topics, I want to call to our virtual stage, Plinio.
Hello, guys. Hello, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. This is the part I like most, like every one of you, I believe. And I'm so glad that you are my victims today. I believe you should be very worried because it will be very difficult, but I will help you. My goal is to show you a picture. I will share a screen and you are going to say something about this picture. Thank you, my brother from Portugal, Nelson. That's a few.
Thank you, Plinio, to help us understand more about the table topics where everyone can take their role as table topic speaker. And everything we do here in our session is being evaluated. The speakers are going to be evaluated and we are going to present them and the evaluators in a moment. But we need to understand if we are performing our role the best possible way, and if we are not, what can we improve? And for that, we have a role called General Evaluator, and today is performed by Alessandro. Alessandro, tell us about what a General Evaluator does.
Okay, thank you, Nelson. So General Evaluator in a meeting in Toastmasters is responsible to first see how all the meeting is being conducted, to keep track of the time of the beginning of the meeting, if we can keep the meeting ending on time. This is very important so we can have our guests join us without issues. And most important of all, I will give feedback for everyone that's performing some role tonight. So I will evaluate everyone that Nelson mentioned before, and I will give feedback for the evaluators in the right time so they can improve their performance as an evaluator. Thank you, Nelson. Back to you.
Thank you, Alexandro. And well, as I told you before, we are here to learn in 2 different ways. One, You that are on the other side of the camera, you will learn based on the experience that are being shared by our speakers that are going to present their projects today. But we also learn by performing the roles. And sometimes people think, well, this is easy, right? Because we prepare our speech and everything flows naturally. So in order to add a little bit of some, let's say, difficulty to the process, we have a word of the day. Usually the word of the day is given by our grammarian, another role that we have in sessions to help us to improve our vocabulary, our grammar, and particularly in English sometimes is useful to me. For example, sometimes I have like some errors in grammar and sometimes also the pronunciation. And the word of today, I choose right here. Let me see if I can say this correctly. Perseverance. Perseverance is the word of the day, and it's a noun as an example. So by the way, what is perseverance? Is persistence in doing something despite the difficulty or delay in achieving success. And I choose this word for two reasons. One, we really need perseverance in Toastmasters to achieve our goals, to end and to reach the DTM, which is the Distinguished Toastmaster, the higher recognition we have inside Toastmasters. But also recently, the NASA put a robot in Mars, which is perseverance. So you can have two examples, like perseverance is needed at Toastmaster. With a lot of perseverance, I finished my pathways. And with a lot of perseverance, we are going to end this meeting with a lot of fun too. So let's start, and let's start by looking to the next session of our session, which is prepared speeches. So we will have 3 speakers that during this night going to present their prepared speeches. Everyone, when join Toastmasters, can choose what we call it a path. A path is basically a learning path where you have different levels and you can choose different topics, areas that make sense to you professionally or that you want to develop, for example, coaching, leadership, and others. And when you go through the path to different levels, you need to prepare your speech. Sometimes you need to do tasks inside or outside Toastmasters. You prepare your speech, and at the right moment, you present your speech to your audience inside your club. And today, in the Path Presentation Mastery, we have the project called Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring that will be done by Vanessa. But Vanessa has specific goals she needs to accomplish during her 5 to 7 minutes, as you can see here in terms of timing. So let's ask to Fabia, which will be her evaluator, what are the main goals of Vanessa for today?
Thank you, Nelson. Good evening, everyone. So tonight I'm going to evaluate Vanessa Santos. She's on the Presentation Mastery Pathways, and we'll do the introduction to the mentoring, to Toastmasters mentoring. Her main goals for tonight: vocal variety and gestures. She has 5 to 7 minutes to make her speech, triangles, maps, and Nelsinho. Thank you.
Thank you. And by the way, Nelsinho is not me, okay? But could be. So let's see what Vanessa wants to share with us. Warm welcome to Vanessa da Silva Santos with triangles, maps, and Nelsinho.
Thank you very much, Nelson. Good evening, everyone. Who among you Good evening, everyone. Who among you didn't care about a subject and then met a teacher that changed everything, that got you interested in the subject and made you love it? I want everyone who have met this teacher to raise their hands. Thank you. I had two teachers like that. The first one was my math teacher, Mrs. Lydia. Mrs. Lydia was my math teacher when I was about 14 years old. One of the classes of Mrs. Lydia that I remember was about the internal angles of the triangle. She had us cut out a triangle like this, and then we cut the triangle so that we could put all the angles of the triangle together, like this. And then we could observe in practice that the internal angles of the triangles together form a 180 degrees angle. For the 14 years old me, this was mind-blowing. We can say that Mrs. Lydia got me into math with triangles. After that, with my love for math, I got into the civil engineering course in the university. And that is when I met my second teacher, Nelson, Professor Nelson. The civil engineering course is very abstract in the beginning. You spend about 2 years solving equations and expressions using X's and Y's. Where was the math that I liked so much? I was a bit lost in the beginning of the third year. In the beginning of the third year, you start seeing some practical subjects, more interesting subjects. And that is when I met Nelson. He was supposed to teach us about transportation engineering. He was a professor that was very popular because he was kind, he could teach well, and he was charismatic. That is why everyone called him Nelson. I remember one of his classes about geographic information systems for transportation. We could see how the population was sprawled over the city. We could see how the traffic behaved. Incredible information that we could see in a clear and attractive way. I could also see how we could help the population with that too. I could see if the bus lines were reaching everyone in the city, or if the people had to walk too much to get to the bus lines. I could then see how was the quality of life of the population regarding the transit. This class helped me finding my sense of purpose. We can say that Nelson helped me like transportation engineering with maps. After that class, I started a scientific initiation project with Nelson guiding me, and he was always urging me to do things I wouldn't dare to do by myself. For example, he suggested that I would attend 2 classes of the master's program while I was still in the university, and those classes were in English, and I did attend those classes. During the master's, he was my professor advisor, and he kept challenging me. He suggested to shorten the period of my master's. He also suggested that I would write papers to international magazines, and he gave a lot of suggestions to improve my research. Of course, there was a time that I had to stop the suggestions because I had to finish my research and I had less time. But he gave very good suggestions. Nelson was always available when I lost my way during my research. He was always available to help me get back on track. After the master's, I started working with transportation regulation, but I never lost contact with Nelson. We always exchanged birthday greetings, and in some occasions, he gave me advice for my career. In one of these emails that we exchanged for birthday greetings, he asked me to give a lecture in the university. I freaked out. I have always struggled with public speaking, so I got scared. But I said that I would when I had the chance to go near the university. Then coronavirus came. This was one positive side of coronavirus. But I decided that I would be prepared not to let him down. Nelsinho, until today, still challenges me. This is one of the reasons that I joined Toastmasters, not to disappoint Nelsinho. We can say that I'm here today because of triangles, maps, and Nelsinho. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vanessa, for your speech. And as we evaluate everything, I'm going to give to you 1 minute to give feedback to Vanessa. You have in the chat a link to an online form where you can give feedback. You can evaluate Vanessa's speech in order to help her to improve. So right now it's in the chat to help her to improve her speech. So the timer is going to count 1 minute. You can do it even in less than 1 minute.
One minute.
Thank you, Pamela. And well, we're going to continue in our session of prepared speeches. As you saw before, our colleague Vanessa learned a lot during her path until now, and she's going to continue learning. And we all will continue to learn. And this is one of the places where we can be open and prepared to learn even more. And that's something we are going to learn also from Ana Paula's speech. Ana Paula Fernandes is right now in the presentation mastery path, and she is going to present a project related to persuasive speaking. So it's the project she has, and Akiko he's her evaluator. So Akiko, what is the challenges that Ana Paula needs to fulfill during this project?
Oh, thank you, Nelson. So today I'm going to evaluate Ana Paula Fernandes. Like Nelson already introduced, she's on the presentation mastery pathways and build the persuasive speech project. So her goal of by giving the speech is, of course, make her speech as persuasive one, as well as, but while she is challenging herself to reduce the number of gap filler words. So Ana Paula has between 5 and 7 minutes to make her speech, The Power of Keep Learning. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Akiko. So let's see if we are going to be persuaded by Ana Paula Fernandes through the power of keep learning. Ana Paula.
Thank you. I'll need to share my screen.
You can share now.
Okay. Right. Let me just find Pamela in my screen. Just a second. All right. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. I have news for you. It's almost March. Have you noticed that? And I bet you made some New Year's resolutions for this year, right? So I bet you try to make a list of things you wanted to do this year, like more exercise, and for sure I know you want to learn something. So I have a list here of things that will help you to make this path, will help you to understand the power of keep learning, because it's very important to our life. Like, we need to keep learning to improve ourselves, to have more self-esteem, to keep going in our lives. So the first one is keep learning leads you into new opportunities. For example, in your company, you can improve at your job with your boss, helps you to improve your work, expand your contacts. It can make potential clients when you learn something new. The second thing, it's learn makes you more happier, because you know that feeling when you accomplish something and then you have like a certificate or a degree, and then you can show to a lot of people, you can show to your family, to your friends. You know that you learned something new, and that is very good for you to feel, right? Learn, inspire other people. When you learn something new, you want to share these new things to other people. You want to share about a course, about a new language you are learning. You start to pay attention of everything around you, like new words when you are learning a new language. So you start to pay attention on that, and then you start to feel excited about that, right? The other thing, it's learn keeps your brain active. So when you learn, you become more active, and it helps you to don't grow old so fast, don't be that old so fast. So when you learn something new, your brain connections improve, make it better. So it's a good way and a good excuse to keep learning. And learning makes you more valuable for your company, for your boss. People start to admire you when you learn new things. You can inspire, or like I said, you can inspire other people to learn new things. And you can also call attention of your boss. It's a good thing. It's a good excuse for you to keep learning, right? So what defines people when they are in the most challenged moments of their lives? Have you ever thought about that? So it's easy to be good when you are at good moments, right? When you are at good moments, it's easy to learn, it's easy to make money, it's easy to study. But when you are in not so good moments of your life, that's when your life change. That's when you make the difference in your life. Because when you decided to do something different in your life, in that moment, then you change your life. So how long are you going to be waiting for change something in your life? It's very important for you to make this question in your life and change things by learning, by keep learning, by deciding things. And the final quotation that I brought to you today is change favors the prepared mind. So let's try to be more expert in things. Let's try to learn new things, because perseverance is something that we have to have in our life. It's something that we should think, because we can never give up of the things that we want. I encourage you all to think about that, the importance of keep learning, in spite of your age, of your condition, of your social level. Just try it on. Keep going. Thank you. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Anna, for your presentation, for your speech. And as we did also with Vanessa, we're going to have 1 minute for online feedback. You can use the same link that you have in the chat to give feedback to Ana Paula.
One minute.
Thank you very much, Pamela. And now we're going to move to the last speech, prepared speech of the night, which will be done by Alexandre Magno. So he's working on the pathways of dynamic leadership. And to understand better what is expected in this project related to leading a situation, I'm going to ask Eduardo to present us the challenges that Alexandre has.
Good evening, guys. And I would first to thank Pamela to invite me to this night, to this great and magnificent night, to be the third evaluator. So who are going to evaluate? It's gonna be Alexandre Magno. He's in your path, dynamic leadership. And your project is lead in any situation. With your objective is, as your pathway says, leadership is to share an experience in a real experience in a leadership style, and the impact of the third 360 degrees evaluation. And what is it? He's gonna explain. So Alexandre Magno has to 5 to 7 minutes in the leadership between respect and authority. Leadership between respect and authority, Alexandre Magno.
Okay, before beginning, just for precision, it's 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, good night. This is a very true testimonial. Well, I've always been a lawyer and a professor of law. And sometimes I was in low-level management positions. And in the end of 2018, I had the invitation of my life. New minister in the new government asked me to occupy the position of a deputy secretary. And I accept at once, but I had no idea of what to do in this position. I was completely unprepared. And then I sat on my chair and began to wait. I waited a day, 2 days, a week, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. I waited for someone to tell me what to do, what was expected of me. And as you can imagine, no one came. And my first discovery is that I was going to learn how to be a leader, but totally by myself. Well, when I learned this, I almost freaked out. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Well, I started to learn a lot on online courses about leadership, about management, and I started to do a lot of stuff. And my first challenge was with the old employees. It was a team of about 100 people there. Some of them were there for decades, and they had a lot of experience. And I decided that my attitude towards them would be a very respectful one. I would learn from them, I would hear them a lot, and try to be a very democratic leader. Well, this seems to be working. I manage a lot, but I had another surprise 1 year after. The secretary, my boss, said that he was leaving, and I didn't know what will happen to me. Then the minister said, Alexandre, I fought a lot, and I would like you to be the next secretary. Well, I wasn't really expecting that. Now I was not just on a top management position, but I was also a leader of a team in one of the most important leaders of the ministry. So I thought to myself, what I do now? Well, I don't have a formation on management. I learned something online, but I really need a good advisor on that. And I got one of the best advisors, and he started doing what we usually call a management shock on the secretary. And I happened to understand that this was not as I thought. Well, let's do the things the right way. I just noticed that the people that were there for hundreds of years were very used to do the things in the old way. And I noticed also a very passive resistance to the new way. Well, I heard them a lot, I talked to them a lot, And I became to a very hard conclusion in one meeting, in that someone said to me, no, I won't do that. I'm overloaded with work. No chance. And I understood, well, I can't be too democratic. In fact, I need to be more authoritative. There are limits to democracy on the work. Too much democracy will not work. And at the same time, I would have to deal with the dilemmas of being a boss and having a boss, to see things one way and to receive others to do in different ways. It was not easy. It was very, very stressful. But the worst part, the most stressful part, is the politics, office politics. What do I mean by that? Well, there's a lot of intrigues, a lot of backstabbing. In fact, that internal politics can be called the art of backstabbing. And I'm not very good at that. Well, after almost 2 years of experience, I was dismissed. And I didn't have a 360 degrees evaluation. I had a very emotional farewell from the team. Some of them cried. Some of them told me that they were never so respected. They were very touched with my acting, and they will miss me a lot. And then I saw in leadership, people need directions, but people also need to hear, to have a voice on that directions. And so I understood that leadership is all about people, not only about results, but about people.
Thank you, Alexandre, for your speech. And as we did for the other previous speeches, we are now going to have the online feedback to Alexandre. So the link is in the chat. So please access it, and we will give you 1 minute to vote for Alexandre's speech.
One minute.
Thank you, Pamela. And as we had 3 amazing speeches, like our president said, Alexandre, we are now going to, well, to choose which is the best one, the best speech. And before choosing the best speech, let's see if they are all eligible to be in the online voting. Pamela, are they eligible to be in the voting?
Yes. Vanessa has done her speech in 5 minutes and 45 seconds. Ana Paula, 6 minutes and 37 seconds. And Alexandre in 8 minutes and 5 seconds.
Thank you. Everyone
is eligible.
Okay, thank you very much. And in your screen, you probably have already the 3 speakers. So you just need to vote for the one that you consider the best speaker of the night. We are going to announce the best speaker at the end of this session. So stay there, keep on glued on your chair to see who won the best speaker of our prepared speeches. But we don't have only prepared speeches. As I told you, we are going to announce it now. Oh, no, sorry. Wait, we are not going to announce that now. We are going to announce that later. This is the screen where you are supposed to vote. So we already voted, right? I think the decision between the 3 of them is just to click and we move on. We now move on to the next phase of our session, which is table topic speeches. So we're going to talk from an impromptu speech. And for that, I'm going to call to our virtual stage, Plinio.
It's my time. I'm so happy, guys. I'm so happy to do that. And don't worry, because it's not difficult. I was told to choose the team chosen by brother Nelson Emilio, and I'm going to do that, but not with all. I gave different teams, very happy and enjoyable teams, and I think you are going to enjoy that. But I'm going to begin to the fellow Toastmaster Nelson, okay? And then I'm going to ask you to raise your hand to the next. I'm going to share my screen. Can you see that? Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, fellow Toastmaster Nelson. It doesn't need more discipline. Yeah? You can see o pastel de Portugal e o pastel do Brasil. You can choose one, but be sincere and just tell us why. Go on, please.
Well, if I had to choose and if I need to choose one, I will choose the pastel from Portugal. Why? Why I will choose? Well, this will be my first choice because we have so many different custard cakes or custard tarts that you cannot imagine. They have different tastes. They have different textures. Also the outside of the custard tart, which I don't know the name, but it doesn't matter, is also different. So you never tired of tasting the Portuguese custard tarts. You need to be perseverant in order to continue eating after, for example, eating 3 of those. But nevertheless, I also want to taste the Brazilian pastel. Why? I don't know the taste. So now I'm choosing the safe side of the choices I have, but I'm a risky guy. I like to take risks. So I would end up with the pastel from Brazil to understand if the taste is so good as it looks.
Thank you, fellow Toastmaster Nelson. Thank you very much. I love the pastel of Portugal. By the way, I love every kind of dessert. Let's go to the next. There is someone who can raise the hand? Who could be the next? Yeah, Eduardo, the 18 years old guy. Okay, Eduardo, that's you. Can you see the picture? You know,
Yeah,
I am touching the world. Brazilian in Portugal, our brothers in Portugal. Which one and why? Go on.
So here we have two pro football players, and they, as you know, they're very known players and good ones. But let's see on two sides. One is the titles, the title that they win, like the champions, the national teams, and whatever leagues they played. And the one who wins this is Cristiano Ronaldo. And the second one, I would say their abilities, the energetic way to play, the beauty of playing the football. And in my personal opinion, like the perseverance of playing the football, I would choose Cristiano Ronaldo. His very perseverance and in his way of playing football. So this is my reasons, and the two reasons, the two of them wins to Cristiano Ronaldo. So that's it. Back to you, Plinio. The sound,
Yeah,
I can't hear you. Unmute yourself.
Nelson, you are muted.
Pliny, you need to unmute yourself.
We can't hear you.
Okay. Can you see the picture? Who is the next? I can see. Who is the next?
I can be next, Vanessa.
Okay. You see, this needs discipline and perseverance. Go on.
Sorry, I didn't understand. Discipline.
And perseverance. It's not easy to teach a cat to do what he's doing. It's not easy.
Yes.
You can say, Vanessa, you can say whatever you want, okay?
Yes, yes. I have a very crampy cat, and I have a lot of things to do. In the pandemic, I had to stop getting someone clean my house, and I had a lot of trouble cleaning his business. So I took the challenge to teach my cat how to poo in the toilet. It was not easy, everyone. I had to do it bit by bit with a lot of incentives, giving him food when he would do inside the bathroom, and then I would make the area smaller so that he would direct the activity to the toilet. I had to persevere a lot. It required a lot of perseverance. He is not happy. He doesn't really like to do it there in the toilet, but it's very convenient for me. Sorry, I can't see the timer. I don't know why. So my crump cat is now trained. He is used to using the toilet. I made him use the toilet from the back, and I'm happier now. I have more time for me. I don't have to clean to spend that much time cleaning my house anymore. Thank you very much. I can't hear you, Plinio. You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
This I believe this is the dream of every owner, because cats are not easy, and indeed they are not. Who's the next? Come on, or I will choose. I can see only beautiful faces. Okay, Patricia will be the next. Okay, I believe are going to enjoy that.
We have time only for the last one.
This
so this is our last
Queen.
one. This is the last one, table topic
last
speaker.
one.
Okay.
Okay, this is Queen Elizabeth.
Oh, God.
And she's funny, isn't it? Okay. Okay.
We have an excellent, can you hear me?
Are you ready, Patricia?
Can you hear me? Can
Yeah.
you hear me, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We have here an excellent picture of a contemporary hat worn by Her Majesty the Queen. I would say that at this point, she's maybe had one too many to drink, as Her Majesty is known for refinement, and this is definitely belongs in Alice in Wonderland or Alice Through the Looking Glass. But she has the perseverance of a real queen, so therefore she'll put up with anything. But I do recommend to Her Majesty that she try another style. It would be a little better towards her looks. Well done, Your Majesty.
Thank you, Patricia Wolf. Yes, it's really funny. I believe I saw her once wearing a fox skin. She were wearing a fox skin. Guys, it's just the one I had. I have 20, one for each. Is it over?
Yes,
So
it's over, and thank you very much, because we don't have time for more. We will continue through the night to table topics, and we don't have time. So we are over time right now, and related to table topics, we are going to do the same thing we did when we had the prepared speeches. So we're going to vote for the best table topic speaker, the best speech. And I'm going to ask to our timekeeper, Pamela, if we have everyone in the time limit, or if anyone went over the time limit. So if everyone is eligible or not.
Hello, Patricia is not eligible. Patricia made 35 seconds. Nelson, 1 minute, 10 seconds. Eduardo, 1 minute, 30 seconds. And Vanessa, 1 minute, 5 seconds. So,
thank you.
So Patricia is not eligible for the competition.
Can you explain us why Patricia is not eligible?
She made 35 seconds.
Which means below the minimum time. So everyone that went through after the 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so over 30 seconds, are not eligible, and the people that went below the minimum time, which is 30 seconds, is not eligible too. So that's the rules we have in Toastmasters, applied not only to table topic speeches, but also to the prepared speeches. So now we have to vote. So you have the vote in your screen. The guests can also vote for the best speaker of the night. So you just choose one, and we will have 1 minute to vote. We already reached 1 minute.
Yes.
So, I was thinking, well, maybe it's a long 1 minute. Now, now we are going to enter in our third phase of our session, the evaluations. And the evaluations, because we want to improve, and the best way to improve is to receive feedback on what we did well and where can we improve. So to evaluate the speech of Vanessa, I'm calling to stage Fabio Bueno.
Thank you, Nelson. Vanessa made a very inspiring speech by sharing with us her personal experience. This was really amazing. Vanessa excelled at the
You are muted,
Oh,
Fabio.
Fabio, I
You are
can hear
muted.
you.
Sorry. Okay, sorry about that. Vanessa made a very inspiring speech by sharing her personal experience. This was really great. And she excelled at the interaction that she had with the audience when she asked, for example, who among you didn't care about a subject and then met a teacher that changed everything? This was a very good way to interact with the audience. And when she brought triangle to talk about her first math teacher, and I could really imagine the way that she learned math by showing the triangle, the way that it worked. This was really great as well. And she had a very good eye contact during all the speech, and her spoken language was very clear, it was very good use of the language, actually. I would suggest something. I think I believe you may work on your gestures. Is something that you asked me to check with during your speech. For the first part of your speech, you made a very good use of physical gestures. You could see the way that you interacted, but then nothing more, nothing else. I mean, it was really kind of flat. We couldn't really. I think you could interact, but you could improve that. You could use more gesture. And the other thing that I would like to ask you, I mean, as a challenge, is really the voice, the vocal variety. When you spoke about Nelsinho, you could see that you were very emotional. It was Nelsinho has had a very positive impact on your life, but you could have used the voice tone to express that, the vocal variety to express that. You could use better your voice tone. I mean, especially when you mentioned for your first lecture, for example, you said, I freaked out for the first lecture. You could benefit from this, and the pace as well of your voice. But other than that, was a great speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fabia. And now to evaluate Ana Paula's speech, I call up on stage Akiko.
Okay, so thank you for sharing your speech, Ana Paula, tonight with us. It was so informative, and it was actually help us to encourage, keep motivated mindset. It was nice heads up. I have many points. I really like your speech. The first, I always think your speech is always easy to listening to because I think it's your gift. You speak very clearly. Even I close my eyes whenever you speak in English. It delivers to my ear very nicely. I really like that. And a little thing, it's a little thing, but at the first slide, I'm sure you put your Instagram account, right? Or some accounts start with @mark. it is interesting. If you want to promote your account or social media, I thought it was nice hook for audience, because the first slide, we are kind of waiting you start, and it has some time. I think it's a nice use of promote yourself. And it got me most from your speech is the phrase, I have a good news, it's gonna be March soon. And it reminded us, oh, we forget the first year goal we set up on January, and it's a nice timing. And I'm sure everybody, more or less, can engage to your topic. And then it was nice heads up. And I really liked your message. It is so positive message, and keep us motivational. This is another tiny thing I really liked your speech is your hairstyle. I noticed you tied up today, but usually I notice your hair is always down. But because you tied up, I don't know if it's purpose, but not. It add more impression. You are telling us or leading us to the next level. It's like some sports coach. I really like that atmosphere. But I also noticed to make your speech, which is very good motivational message, more impressive, you can use hand gesture more. The two part I want to suggest, use more gesture to emphasize your message. Like, because you listed up some example, how about like first, now keep learning makes you da 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 da. Second, da da da. Like, it makes us remember what you are talking about, and then we could engage more your topic. And then the second suggestion for hand gesture is stop doing something. Maybe you don't notice, but you touch or scratch your face a little bit, 2 times, as long as I notice. It is actually sadly make us distracted, even though your speech is very good. So to summarize, I really liked your message and how to deliver. And I'm looking forward to listening to your next speech in the near future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Akiko, for your evaluation. And the last evaluator will be Eduardo, evaluating Alexandre Magno's speech. Eduardo.
Thanks, Nelson. And Alexandre Magno, in your speech in 8 to 10 minutes. That's right. Then I tell right. And your objective, it was, as I said, to share your experience as a leader. And he told us his personal story, the famous storytelling. It's a very good way to connect with people. I think it's the best way, and he did this very well. Your language, the English is not your first language, it's Portuguese, but it was very clear, and I understand almost everything that he spoke, with some grammatical errors that a not native English it's common to do. She did in your speech. She tell a good side of a leader, like you have a global vision of the team, you connect with different people, and you have a very good background on how to manage situations, emotions. And the worst part that he told that was politics, to make it this kind of politics with other high ranks of people. And the most part that I liked in your speech was the phrase, the quotes, like I said, as I can say. one of them that leadership are about people, not results. And these quotes that you give to us is very impactful. Your perseverance in the leadership style make you see this phrase as part of your life. And not another one is people need direction, but have voice, but they have voice in that direction. So that was the markable in your speech. And Alexandre, you can improve in two items. I can say you spinning around a little bit in your chair like this, and sometimes this can distract us. So this is the first item that I can say, the first point. In your facial expression, I would like to say you can, this is also the challenge one, that you can make your, furthermore, speech with more expression, facial expression. Show your real energy. So that's it. Back to you, Nelson.
Thank you, Eduardo, for your evaluation. And as before, we are going also to check if everyone went or not through timing. So please, Pamela, what is the report related to evaluators?
Akiko is not eligible. She made 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Fabia, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And Eduardo, 3 minutes and 28 seconds. So Akiko is not eligible.
So thank you very much, Pamela, for your evaluation, for your report. So we have now the voting for the best evaluator of the night. So we are going to have on your screens in a moment the two evaluators, and you need to choose between one of these two. During 1 minute, you have time to think, to reflect, to choose one and change to another before submit. And Pamela will let me know when the minute is finished.
One minute.
Thank you very much, Pamela, for your role, basically. So we are here always learning. And as you saw, we learned a lot from the speeches we had, also from the feedback. We have all these different styles. And for me, it's also a learning process because, for example, having the best speaker, the best table topic speaker and the best evaluator, for me to choose one means that I need to pay attention to the speeches and to identify what I like the most from the ones that were presenting. Now, we also learn from the feedback, not only directly from the ones that we saw before, but feedback based on things that we do that we are not aware of it. And one of the things are the A's, the repeated words and things like that, that are going to be presented in the report by our A counter, Cynthia.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. So let's go. Pamela, I will start with you. Pamela, sometimes you use the sounds and, so, and the during your explanation about a timer, okay? Nelson, I need to say that I love your accent speaking Portuguese. When you say pastel de belém, pastel de nata. I love it. Vanessa, I love your story and speech, and I didn't hear and sound any repeated word, so you're very well. Ana Paula, no, I take some notes. Sorry, Vanessa. I find it. You use but, I decide to, but it makes sense in your speech. So I just take this note. It makes sense in the context. Ana Paula, you use it so. I wanted to, when you think the next sentence, and you use it to two eyes. I have a list here. You use this repetition, but it's very well. You use it more happier, and happier. It's already intensifier. You didn't write, but you said more happier. So it's clear that when you took a rhythm in your speech, you take off. It's very beautiful, your speech. Okay, congratulations. Eduardo, when you're going to presentate your speech, your speaker, you use the when you think the next sentence. It's very used in Portuguese. I know you speak Portuguese, and when we think to the next sentence, next phrase, you use then when your participation at table topics, you use so. That's it. Back to you, Plínio. That's it. You use a lot of in Portuguese too. So that's it when we end our communication. And you use you so, that's it again when you gave Eduardo his feedback. And okay, so pay attention to this. I do this too, and take notes. I think Vanessa at Table Talks, I make some notice, but I know that when we need to think our speech, the things are different, yes? So at the Table Talks, you, in the end of your speech, you use to, but I know that is not easy to explain a cat using a toilet. So I forgive you to use it to. Patricia, your security is admirable. You're not able to vote, but I love the way that you talk about Elizabeth. Okay, thank you so much. Fabia, sometimes when you're searching for a word to describe the speech of your speaker, you use you could, and we know that repetition help us to remember the word that we want to use, the sentence that we want to say, but we can only stop and breathe and take notes. You repeat these words, okay? And in the end, you use a little along but it's okay. And that's it. Thank you, Nelson. Look, that's it. Thank you, Nelson. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Cynthia, for your report. And well, I could say pastel de nata, but it was not the same thing. And I don't have the Portuguese Brazilian accent. Well, that's the best Portuguese I have right now. So everything that we do in our session is being evaluated. by the master of evaluation, let's say, which we called in Toastmasters the general evaluator. And today our general evaluator is Alexandre. The floor is yours.
Hey, thank you, Nelson. Thank you. Great meeting. So far, it's a great to be here, just paying attention to everyone. And as a general evaluator, I will share my report, taking notes about everything that I think that could be better and what was good in everyone's presentation until now. So first of all, thank you again, Nelson, for joining us tonight. I know that in Lisbon now it's almost 1 o'clock in a few hours. So this is a great to have you here helping us. Great use of your camera and light. It's so difficult to see someone using a light like you. And I hope that everyone here can see how we can perform better in using our cameras with light. I know that is difficult because I'm a photographer, so congratulations on that. That's amazing. You share all the information with the meeting. You bring to us a great theme of the meeting, making use of the Pastel of Belém from Portugal and Brazil, and we have something related here. So this is great to connect the countries. Let me see here. And you, okay. Plinio with tabletop session. Thank you, Plinio. Thank you so much. You have a great energy, and everyone could felt that with your smile and energy during the tabletop session. One suggestion for you is try, when using slideshows, if possible, stop sharing screen during the answers of the speaker, so you can see all the screen with them. This is a great way to make us paying attention for the speaker and not all the time for the picture. And if possible, and remind you to mute your microphone. On Zoom, it's so difficult for us because if we laugh during the speech, our camera shows up in front of others and we lose contact with the speaker. Pamela, congratulations as a timer in English. I know how difficult it was for you, and I know that you practiced before. So this is a great example for everyone that is afraid to perform some role in English. Everyone here, except I think Patricia, has English as a second language, and making this move forward is a great way to improve your English, your confidence using your role as a timer in English. And thank you, Nelson, for helping Pamela explain why the tabletops for Patricia was below the time. This is a great way to see how Toastmasters make everyone together, and everyone can help everyone with a great feedback. Cynthia, that was amazing report as a counter, very detailed, and by detailing, you take so much time during your report. So one suggestion for you is first point for everyone how many as and as or uns that everyone used, so all of them can keep track of that. And if you have time, you can keep going with your comments for everyone. But if not possible, when you see the timer with the red color, you can just paste the information that was sharing in the chat box with us, so everyone can see what was your impressions for each of the speakers and participants. The evaluators did an amazing job. Fabio was the first evaluation for Vanessa, and she started again after the microphone was on mute. Congratulations, Fabio, because that's a great way to keep everyone on track with your evaluation. You give great insights of what you think was good on her speech. That was really amazing. It's almost unbelievable how you performed so better from 3 weeks ago when you delivered your first evaluation. So I'm sure that our club and other Toastmasters club that have you as an evaluator will be really pleasant to have this amazing feedback. And you point some things that I saw that was really good for Vanessa as using body language and vocal variety. Akiko, amazing evaluation either. That was great to see how you give feedback to Ana Paula. I noticed that we have the same notes what we think she could improve, and you give a very detailed evaluation. I really like that, but as I mentioned with Cynthia, if we give so much detail during the evaluation or report, we lose time. And we keep, maybe sometimes we get lost the attention of the audience. But after all, that was a great evaluation. I know that we are trying to make it better every time. And I know that Ana Paula will have a great PDF evaluation form when you send that to her. Congratulations. Eduardo, amazing feedback. As I mentioned before in other meetings, Eduardo is almost a member here. He is almost in every meeting that we have, always trying to help us. Thank you so much. I hope that I can go to your club and help you as much as you are doing here in Brasília Toastmasters. And you give amazing feedback to Alexandre. That's a challenge, a really difficult speech to evaluate because that is so long. We are used to have almost 7 minutes or minutes, so we keep track of everything that Alexandre was supposed to do during his speech. I noticed that you use the form or something like that with all the points that the speech was supposed to have, and that was a really detailed speech. You could condense that in a great way. And one suggestion for the evaluation at all, in my personal opinion, we have so few minutes to deliver the evaluation. I really like to give the best evaluation possible. And I try myself to keep the good part as short as possible, because that's so easy to see. When we have someone that's level 2 above in Toastmasters pathways, I really try to bring as much as possible the challenge and what that person can improve, because the growth is there. Don't be afraid to point out for the speaker what they could improve. If the speaker felt that was personal, we have mentorship program to help her or him understand that is not personal, it's how we can improve. So that was amazing. Thank you so much. And the word back to you, Nelson.
Thank you very much, Alessandro, for your evaluation as general evaluator, always valuable to understand what can we do, what can we improve. And now we have a special moment, a moment where we are going to take a group photo. So if someone doesn't want to appear, please just disconnect your camera. The ones who want, smile, put a big smile. Who is going to take the picture?
I will do it.
Okay, so Alessandro will do it. So just smile.
Okay, just see who is with the camera off. If Fabio is there, Fabio, we are having our picture now. And Maribel, if you are here, just turn on your camera. Okay, Fabio is here. Okay, 1 second. Okay, smile, 3, 2, 1. One more. Okay, great, Nelson.
Thank you very much for our assistant, our official photographer, which also is a professional photographer. So now another special moment. So from now on, it's all special moments for the session, but also for some participants. The first one is related to, well, the winners of today. So you remember that you voted for the best prepared speech, the best table topic, and the best evaluator. So we are going to now know who won these awards. So the first one is the one related to table topics. So let's do a drum roll to see who is the winner. And the winner of table topics is me. Well, this is I was not expecting that was me, but now, well, it's me. Thank you very much for the ones who voted. It's always, for me, it's always a pleasure to participate in table topics. It's always a challenge because sometimes it goes very well, sometimes it's not so well, but it's very fun. So it's a very interesting place to develop our impromptu skills. The next one is the best evaluator. So let's do a drum roll to see who is the best evaluator, and it's Fabia Bueno. Congratulations, Fabia, for earning the best evaluator of the night. And the next one is the prepared speeches. So let's do a drum roll, and the winner is Vanessa da Silva. Congratulations, Vanessa, for being our chosen one for prepared speech of the night. Everyone here is a winner, in my perspective, because everyone tried to improve their speeches based on the previous ones. And we are not really competing with anyone here except us. That's the mindset we need to have in Toastmasters, because everyone has their own style, their own experience, because we cannot see, okay, this guy, this lady, they are very good, but we don't know the background. We don't know how many years it took to reach that level. So what we need to do is to understand, for example, if you like a speaker, what is the style, and try to incorporate some particularities of their style in your own style, because you need to have your own style. Now, you are competing, yes, but you are competing with you. You will need to be a better speaker the next time, to incorporate every feedback that was given to you and to improve. And that's what Toastmasters can give to you. Train in order to be better, because when you go outside to the, let's say, the real world of a corporate world, the presentation, you need to give your best and have a good impact with everyone that is attending. So now we have another award. And instead of me giving this award, I will call up on stage the president to give the award to a club member. So Alexandro, I will switch the slide, but you do you give the award.
Thank you so much, Nelson.
Okay.
Yes, no problem. You can share the screen, Vanessa. Congratulations on concluding your second level on pathways. I know how hard you work for that. When you met 1 year ago, in your first steps here on Toastmasters, and completing the level is a great way to improve and see that we are growing. I hope that you make the pace that you like until now, and you think you need any support, you can count on us on Brasília Toastmasters to help you improve even better. Thank you so much. Congratulations. And after we send that to you, your email.
Well, thank you, Alessandro. And by the way, I will ask you to continue, because you also want to welcome someone to the club. You have a new member, right?
Yes, right, Nelson. Thank you. Brianna Perez, our guest that was here last week, joined us in the yesterday. Brianna, welcome to Brasília Toastmasters. It's a pleasure and a challenge to have someone from the United States as a member in our club. We know that we have different time zones, but we have the same objective, to develop leadership skills and public speaking skills. I would like, Brianna, if you like to give us a brief introduction about yourself, or what you expect from Toastmasters, please, you can open your microphone and use the word.
Thank you, Alessandro. I just want to thank everybody. I think I met most of you last weekend, although my first meeting was in Portuguese and broken Portuguese. But I'm here to improve public speaking skills, obviously, because I know I have my own vices that when I speak out loud. So I'm here to get better, just like everybody else, and I look forward to our future meetings.
Okay, Brianna, thank you so much. I know that you try to to use the Portuguese meeting as well, right? To improve our Portuguese skills. That's amazing, amazing. I'm sure that we're having a great time together here in Brasília Toastmasters. Count with all of our members to help you. And soon we'll get in touch with you about our mentorship program here. Nelson.
So we are reaching the end of our session. I was looking to the presentation, so I think, well, yes, we don't have anything more. So basically, what I want to say is it was a pleasure for me to be the Toastmaster of today, to conduct this session, to conduct this meeting, to try to end on time. So basically we went up before the time, so which is something that well, it's also interesting. Sometimes Toastmaster sessions go on and then they went over time, and everyone has something to do. And one of the things we train here is exactly to manage our time, to manage our energy. And I hope I could well contribute to a better session for today. So I want to thank you everyone that attended to this session. Also, I want to thank you to your members, to the Brasília Toastmasters Club members, specifically to the ones that invited me, Pamela and so on, that work with me during these days in order to have everything ready to run the session. And one of the things I saw here is the spirit of Toastmasters, where we work together towards a common goal, which is everyone to have a fun session, productive one, and everyone grows. And I think we achieved that. Thank you very much. And well, Alexandre, I pass the mic to you to announce the next session and to talk about, well, next section.
Okay.
Club things.
Okay. Thank you so much, Nelson. Thank you again. Thank you everyone for this amazing meeting. As I always try to remember that doing this in English is a really challenge for everyone. And having this meeting happen is a great accomplishment, because our first ever English meeting was conducted almost 1 year ago, 1 year and 3 months, I think. And it's great to see that we kept that happen during this last year, even during online, as we are doing tonight. So this is great to see. I would just share with you, we have 2 announcements that I would like to share with you. That we have, our next meeting is in Portuguese, but we have this Saturday a great event, and I would like to ask excuses for Patricia. I will introduce this event in Portuguese because we have guests here from Brazil, and this event is going to be in Portuguese, so I will back soon in English. Pessoal, como eu mencionei na semana passada, o evento do Weasley é nesse sábado. O Weasley tem 15 anos de experiência na gestão de liderança e se especializou em alta performance nos últimos anos. Ele é uma pessoa que tem uma bagagem educacional muito forte nesse segmento. E teremos agora, nesse sábado, um webinar gratuito com ele aqui no Brasília Toastmasters. É uma tradição nossa tentar todos os meses trazer um convidado, um profissional ou alguém de alguma área que possa ajudar a gente a ter mais conteúdo que nos ajude a desenvolver. Nem sempre é sobre comunicação, nem sempre é sobre liderança, mas sempre que possível um conteúdo que agregue valor para você e que consiga te convidar a abrir um espaço na sua agenda e estar conosco nesse próximo evento. Lembrando, dia 27, ou seja, depois de amanhã, o nosso check-in às 2h45 da tarde, o evento começando às 3h. Ele tem previsão de duração de 1h30 a 2 horas, vai ter uma dinâmica online em grupo, são poucas vagas justamente por causa disso, porque o Weasley precisa manter esse grupo trabalhando junto, e o evento, como eu falei, gratuito. Eu vou colocar para vocês aqui no chat o link para que vocês possam se inscrever, caso você ainda não tenha feito a sua inscrição, então não perca. E a nossa próxima reunião, ela vai acontecer, as I said before, in Portuguese, March 6th. It's our Saturday meeting, the first meeting we have on March. So we have we hope to see you all here, reminding you that the time here is always from Brasília time. Brianna, Nelson, Patricia, any of you that like to join us, Plínio, Plínio's in Brazil. Remind you to change the time zone for you. It's a pleasure to have you here. Even if you'd like to join the Portuguese meeting without speaking Portuguese, no problem at all. It's a pleasure to have you. So the link for the webinar is here. I'd like to thank you so much. I saw some guests here. I'm not sure if they are still here. And we have one friend of mine from Recife, Cláudia Jardineiro, from Leão Toastmasters. Leão do Norte, how are you, Cláudia?
I'm just fine, Alessandro.
Okay.
Nice to meet you again.
Okay, thank you so much. Cláudia is one of the members of Leão do Norte, is the first club in Nordeste here in Brazil. It's amazing to see that we are growing. I know that we have room for a lot of more clubs there, and I hope that Leão do Norte is a great starting for everyone to join Toastmasters and learn more about this. Thanks so much. Did you enjoy the meeting, Cláudia?
Yes, very much, very much. I will come back sometime.
Okay, thank you so much. And Patricia, great to see you here again. How was your thoughts about our meeting? You are muted. Patricia, I think you forgot to turn on your microphone. I'm trying to send to you. No, it's still mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. It was nice to be here, and it was nice to see everybody and a different group of people. And I'm glad there was, I've forgotten which lady got it correct. The word is perseverance. Perseverance. So I just wanted to say that. But apart from that, since I don't speak another language, it was delightful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Patricia. Patricia is from Arizona, I believe, and she's in a club there. And as sometimes it's possible, she join us here in Brazil Toastmasters. It's great to see you here, Patricia. And Virginia, how are you? How was the meeting for you?
Hello, everyone. Oh, it was amazing. I love it. And I think it's very difficult for me because when I think about making a speech in English lasting 5 or 7 minutes, I think it's a very big challenge, but I will pursue this because I want to develop my English, and I hope to be with you other time.
Okay, amazing. Are you from Toastmasters Club or it's your first time here?
I'm from Leão do Norte.
Great. Regina. No, now I remind you. Great. So it's really a challenge. And the first time we have the Toastmasters meeting in English, that was amazing. And in the first meetings, we have just 3 people in the club that could perform the roles, but we kept that happen anyway. Sometimes we have someone as a Toastmasters time in a counter just because we have someone that would like to deliver the speech in English. So if Leão do Norte would like to try some days to have an English meeting, I'm sure that you can count on us to help you doing that. This is really a challenge, but it's a great way to improve many things more than in English. Thank you so much, Virginia.
Thank you.
And Plínio,
very much.
Plínio, how was the meeting for you, Plínio? Great to see you here again.
Amazing as always, Alexandre. And I gotta thank every one of you to invite me to be here. This is the 2nd or 3rd time, and your meetings are very, very good. And I am learning a lot and growing a lot in this field. Thank you very much. And when you need somebody to take another post to be, I'd like to be with you again to everything.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
It's amazing, Plínio. You don't know Plinio is from a club in United States, right, Plinio? It's Miami Portuguese Club. I think it's the first club Portuguese in America.
I belong to the first U.S. Portuguese club in Florida. It's in the city of Boca Raton. Why the first? Because there was the second, but the second club has disappeared, blown up. There is not anymore. So it's just us. We are one in Florida. But I am in Praia Grande, São Paulo, Brazil. That's where I live in.
Yeah, this is the beauty of the online meetings. This is great, great. So thank you everyone again. If anyone like to use the microphone now to say something, please be our guest. It's a pleasure to have you here in our meeting. I hope to see you in the webinar this Saturday, 27. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Thank you, Akiko. See you.